What's going on, everyone? Today we are taking a look at my new ergonomic mesh chair. This is the Colamy Atlas. So my wife had an older chair that was falling apart, so I searched around at quite a few chairs, and ultimately I ended up on this one as it had a lot of features and also came at a great price as well. So if you're interested in this chair or happen to be shopping for an office chair, stick around and I'll show you everything I like and don't like about this chair. So taking a look at the chair itself, this is definitely a very nice looking chair, especially for how affordable it really is. The one I have here is in gray, but it also comes in a light gray color as well. When it comes to assembly, this was definitely a very easy chair to put together. From unboxing the chair, sorting everything out, and having it fully assembled, it was about a 15 to 20 minute process. Basically, if you can read and turn a screwdriver, then you can definitely assemble this chair as well. A lot of times with furniture, you just get one big bag of screws or a bunch of tiny bags of screws and you're left to deal with guessing what's what and what goes where. But this chair made it a whole lot easier as every screw was in its own little bag and they were also labeled by steps as well. So this just made it a whole lot easier to get what you need and easily move along in the assembly process without having to guess about anything. As far as the actual chair goes, this definitely feels like a very well-made chair. Everything feels nice and solid. There's nothing loose or rickety or anything like that. And one thing I really like about this chair is it doesn't just feel well-made, but it actually is well-made. And they prove that by getting a certification for it. I don't remember the exact name as it's kind of a bunch of letters, but I'll throw it up in the bottom of the screen. And this certification is a standard that ensures general purpose office chairs meet certain quality, durability, and ergonomic standards. And some of the tests included in the certification process are drop test, swivel test, tilt mechanism test, stability test, and it's honestly just a very big list. I'll throw that up on the screen so you can see them all as well. But once again, good to know that it's actually gone through these tests. A lot of chairs on Amazon, you can get them for a good price, but you really don't know what you're getting. You could be sitting on it and one day it's just gonna break. But with this chair, as it's been through all those tests, this is not something you have to worry about. And once again, you have the data to actually prove that it's a quality and well-made chair. Another thing that made us go with this chair is its overall configuration. I've had a chair in the past that was fully mesh, so the back part was mesh, the headrest was mesh, and the bottom part was mesh. In my opinion, I think mesh is good for the headrest and back, but it feels completely awful to sit on. Maybe some people it's different, maybe it depends by the chair brand, but honestly, I did not find sitting on mesh to be that comfortable. This has the best of both worlds. You get the traditional seating comfort of a nice foam cushion at the bottom, and then on top, you have the ergonomic backrest. As far as comfort goes, I am absolutely jealous of this chair. I have my own office chair. Like I said, I got this for my wife. I think I'm going to be using this one a lot more as it's just very, very comfortable. This seat cushion at the bottom, by far one of the most comfortable I sat on so far. It's squishy, but it also has a good amount of firmness. Just the overall shape of it. It is very, very comfortable to sit on. There's really no way to show you that on video, but my chair, I paid maybe $800-900 for that one, and it is by far nowhere as comfortable as this chair. So, side note, don't go by the price to determine how comfortable a chair is. Look at reviews, see what people say, because even though a chair is expensive, it doesn't mean it's going to be comfortable. This one is not very expensive at all, and it is definitely very comfortable. Coming to the backrest, this is also one of my favorite kind of mesh on a chair as well. I've owned another mesh seat before, but it was more of a fabric mesh, and it was just very stiff. When you sit on it, it just didn't have much give. I felt like it pushed more pressure than it did provide comfort. This one, it's not a fabric. It's more of a, I don't know what it is exactly, but it's kind of plasticky, rubbery. But the thing about it is it has a very good elastic feel to it. So as you can see, as I'm pushing on it, it moves around. So as you sit on it, the mesh kind of conforms to your natural back shape. It doesn't press pressure onto your back, but instead it just gives you a nice and supportive feeling. Let me get a closer shot so you can see what this looks like. But yeah, definitely very comfortable seat. So just overall, the seat bottom and seat back, I am definitely 100% happy with this chair. The only small nitpick I have on it is this headrest. It's very comfortable. It's adjustable. It goes up and down, but it doesn't have an option to move it more inward. So just to show you how it works really quick. So it goes up like that and it locks in place. And then to get it back at the bottom, you put all the way up and it drops like that. So good adjustment there. And then it also adjusts right here, so you can move it more upward and more down. My wife says she's really happy with it. I guess it hits the right spot for her neck, but for me, I want it to be a little more outward. It's still not bad, but like I said, I would have preferred a little more pressure. So if they update this chair, I definitely hope they add that other adjustment right here to make it go forward and back as well. So besides the basics of the chair, there is no such thing as a one-size-fits-all chair. We all have different body shapes. We all sit differently. So that's why it's important to go with a chair like this one that has a lot of adjustments. I've been using this chair for about 2-3 weeks now. My wife has also been using it at the same time. And thanks to the adjustments on this chair, we both find it very comfortable. I'm much taller than she is, so I got to change things a different way. But thanks to those adjustments, we're both able to change this chair and make it adapt to what's most comfortable to us. If you're someone that has used a chair that doesn't have adjustments, having a chair like this one where you can configure pretty much every aspect on it is definitely a game changer and just overall a whole lot more comfortable to use. So looking at the controls, one thing I really like is everything is right here on the sides. Everything's easy to find and feel very quickly. There's nothing at the bottom. And then on this side, you just have this one dial. So right here, this is actually your tilting tension. So to lock or unlock it, you have this little switch here. Unlock, lock. A lot of chairs put this dial down here. So as you're sitting, it's impossible to adjust it. You basically gotta get off and turn this big dial down here to loosen or tighten it. This is just so much easier. As you're sitting, you just turn this and you can physically feel on the chair how much tighter or looser the rocking tension is getting. So I definitely like that, much better than any other chair I've used so far. Right here, you have your button to make the chair go up and down. So right now it's at the lowest position. Simply hold that up. And that's there at the highest position. So a good amount of travel that it can move up and down. And then over here, you can move the chair in and out. This is not something I've seen on many chairs. So if you're shorter or taller, this is gonna help you find a more comfortable seating position. So to unlock it, you just pull it out. And to adjust it, you just turn this, and this has 2.3 inches of depth to adjust. So right now it's on the furthest position. So if you're someone shorter, you would have it like that. And then if you're someone taller, you want to put it out so you have more support for your legs. And you can see it moves just like that. So like I said, not something I've seen on many chairs, but definitely very good to have to get the proper support for your legs. And while I'm down here, you can see the majority of this chair is made of metal. So the frame of the armrests are made of metal. The legs down here made of metal. The steel pole right here, metal. At the bottom of the legs, it does have a heavy duty nylon material, but all that's doing is basically just holding the wheels, and all the structural part is coming from this heavy duty metal here. And looking at the casters real quick, they look kind of basic, but overall, no complaints there as the chair does move around very easily. So taking a look at the back of the chair, as you can see, the whole back part is pretty much open. So when you're sitting on the chair, this allows the mesh to stretch out and kind of conform to your back. And there's nothing back there stopping it or pressing against you. Right down here, you have your lumbar support. That's the highest position, and that's the lowest position there. Personally, when I'm sitting, I use it right there, and that provides a good amount of pressure on my lower back area. And then as I showed you earlier, there's a total of 4 adjustments with the headrest. So that's the highest position, that's the lowest position, and then you also have this up and down movement here. So when it comes to recline, this is what it looks like at its highest position. The same lever you use for the tilt lock is how you're reclining it as well. And this is what it looks like at the lowest reclining position. As you can see, it does go pretty far back. And once again, when you lean back in this chair, it is definitely very comfortable thanks to that back mesh material and how it conforms to the shape of your spine and back. And last but not least, taking a look at the armrest, it has foam on top. It is more on the firmer side, so when I first felt this, I was a little concerned. But after using the chair, I didn't feel any discomfort, so overall, no complaints there. When it comes to adjustments, this is a 4D armrest. So first off, right down here, you have this little trigger, and that's to move it up and down. So very simple. And you got that satisfying clicking noise with it as well. And as you can see, there's very little movement here in the stem. I had another chair where this kind of moved around too much and it just didn't feel very comfortable and good to use. But like I said, this one is nice and solid. So besides the up and down, let me just go ahead and show you. That's the lowest position, and that's the highest position. You can also move it in and out. So this slides outward and inward. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 different clicks there, in and out, from what I can feel. And then it also goes forward and back. So that's the furthest out position. You can see quite a bit of length there. All right, sitting on the chair, this is much more easier to adjust. So just grab on it and it moves like that. So down and up, forward and back. And then last but not least, you also have inward and outward. So if you're on your phone or using a device, you go ahead and turn it inward like this. Otherwise, if using your phone, you'll be left like this and there's no support for your arm. But thanks to that adjustment, that gives more support. And then you could also tilt it outward as well. Honestly, I haven't used this position. I guess if your mouse is further to the side or something, it might be good. But most of the time I have it either right there in the middle or tilted inward like that. Last but not least, this chair supports up to 300 pounds and comes with a very good 3-year warranty. Overall, this is definitely a great chair. It has a lot of adjustability, it's comfortable, and best of all, it's also very affordable as well. So all in all, if you happen to be shopping for a new chair, I would highly recommend the one I have here, which again is the Colamy Atlas Ergonomic Mesh Chair. All right, well, that about wraps up this video. As usual, if you have any questions at all, feel free to drop me a comment and let me know. Otherwise, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.